What's up and welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. Rolling Stone magazine has recently released their top 100 metal songs of all time. And when you dive into it, one of the first couple songs you see is Venom's Welcome to Hell, which tells me they're diving a bit more into the extreme and less mainstream. But as you really get into it, it is just a barrage of every single band you'd expect the Rolling Stone magazine to post. And by the time you're in the top 20, you're seeing AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, and Rat. Bands like Led Zeppelin may have a massive influence towards metal, but honestly, Led Zeppelin isn't metal. And Rat's Round and Round doesn't deserve to be in the top 20 of anything at this point. And after reading through this disappointing list, it made me think, is this it? Is this all the metal we're going to be talking about? And not what, but who is the future of metal? So someday in the future, we have that really sad moment where we have no more Metallica, Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Judas Priest. Who will be taking the spot? So I would look at 6 bands I feel as though will be taking the spot and why. Some of these bands are already doing their headlining arena tours, but I mean, down the road, who will be filling in those monstrous shoes? Starting off with Ghost. Now, Ghost has been around since 2006, and they're no stranger to the metal scene at this point. I think Ghost is one of the tightest bands I've ever seen on stage. They bring a fantastic show, and they also bring a massive stage with them. Some people complain they're too gimmicky and they're not metal enough. Truthfully, they bring guitar solos, they bring heavy songs, and they bring a lot of theatrics to their show and music, so I think that's enough. And as for those that say they're too gimmicky, if you like bands like Iron Maiden, Gwar, Alice Cooper, or Slipknot, I don't think you're allowed to call Ghost too gimmicky. Ghost is already doing their own headlining arena tours, they're doing an awesome show, and I think they're only going up from here. Next up, Lamb of God. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Lamb of God came out in 1994 under the name Burn the Priest, but ever since they got their first Lamb of God album out, they've been progressively moving their way up the metal totem pole. My fondest memory of Lamb of God was seeing them at Rockfest in 2016. When they hit the stage, they had a small explosion backstage, which took out all of their monitors on stage. So when this happened, they actually had no sound on stage whatsoever. But from the crowd, you couldn't tell this just due to how tight they were playing the entire time. Made the illusion that nothing was wrong, despite none of them could hear a single thing on stage. Lamb of God's done some pretty impressive touring throughout the years, touring with Megadeth, and this summer they'll be touring with Pantera. And I'm certain one day we'll be seeing Lamb of God do their own headlining arena tours, and they'll be one of the biggest bands we'll ever see to be touring with harsher vocals, right up there with Slipknot. Next up, Falling in Reverse. Falling in Reverse was formed in 2008 after Rodney Radke was fired from Escape the Fate for being arrested on tour. And he's now at this really cool spot of forming his own solo band, which turned out to be a lot bigger than the band he was fired from. Pretty good feeling. He's also done a fantastic job promoting himself in the band via social media, mainly TikTok, and using that to really keep up with fans. And he's made Falling in Reverse super successful using both rap and metal, almost making this extreme new metal in songs like Popular Monster, and more recently, Watch the World Burn. I can't control the monster any longer that's inside. A lot of people don't like him just due to they find him to be a bit of an asshole, but truthfully, if you're gonna go listen to Guns N' Roses, Ted Nugent, or Sebastian Bach, I don't really think you can call him an asshole. Falling in Reverse is doing their own headlining arena tours right now, and I don't see that dropping at any point in the future. Next up, Unleash the Unleash the Archers was formed in 2007 and do a brilliant job combining power metal and death metal together. They make super high energy music with lightning fast dueling guitars, and their secret weapon being Britney Slays. She's an absolute monster of metal vocalists. I think not too long from now, we'll be seeing Unleash the Archers catch up with bands like Blind Guardian and Halloween. Next up, Utaro. Utaro started in 2014 making melodic death metal. Much like I said with Unleash the Archers, high energy music, dueling guitars, lots of guitar harmonies, and Krista Shipperbottom being their secret weapon. Doing both fantastic guttural vocals along with those incredible clean highs. They're the youngest band on the list, but you'll actually be seeing Utaro hit the road with Ailstorm in America this spring. They're going to be doing incredible things, and absolutely a band to watch out for. And last on the list, Five Finger Death Punch. Five Finger Death Punch came out in 2005 and has been extremely successful getting metal onto radio. I'm not much of a Five Finger Death Punch fan myself, but I do truly respect their singer. He's been known to actually stop shows to make sure the crowd is safe, fans are safe, and if things like fights are breaking out, they stop immediately. Not everyone will do things like that, so hats off to him. They're already at the point of doing arena tours on their own, and truthfully, I don't see that changing anytime in the future. I think they have a pretty solid future ahead of them, and I think truthfully they're only going to get bigger. So those are some bands I see being the future of metal, but I want to know, who do you think is going to be the future of metal? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you've enjoyed what you've seen. I post on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I'll see you later.